Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush. And today we are going to be taking a look at a deck that I used a number of months ago. And the thing about this deck here is that it features several cards, the Enchanter and the Ice Elemental, that have gotten buffed rather recently. So I thought it would be fun to try and use this deck again, or some variation of this deck, because I'm not sure this was even the best, form of this deck. But basically the strategy was that you use the Ice Elemental and the Golem and the Boneyard and the Enchanter and the Vampire to basically delay your opponent and then use the Catapult to finish them off. And I mean, the Boneyard is sort of a damage card too. So you really have the Boneyard and the Shaman and the Catapult as your main damage cards. And then the other cards are mostly to try and delay whatever they're going to play. Now, based off of the mana cost here, the average mana cost, you can see this is a deck that's meant to win in the mid game pretty much, or maybe like early mid game, because it doesn't have too many mana cards. I do have a couple of mana cards in here, but they're mostly just so I can get the Catapult out a little bit faster, because the sooner I can get the Catapult out, or the Boneyard in particular, and the Boneyard these days being 6 mana requires a mana ritual to be able to play it as like your opening card pretty much. So that's why I have that the way I do. And we got an epic card here as well as a gem capsule. So one more Black Knight. I've been working on the Black Knight pretty good recently. This seems to be performing well so far, but I still do wonder. I mean, the Enchanter is definitely more useful for this deck than it used to be. The particular way that the Enchanter got buffed, the funny thing is that it really, really helps. Like, it really helps specifically against, for the strategy that I play with this, which is to delay my opponent, and it does exactly that. So, we'll see if we need it here. I'm going to focus on putting down the Catapult. In case they have a gust of wind, at least I have 2 lanes that have good DPS, and I just need to get 1 Enchanter, and yeah, they weren't going to get me anyways, but you can see the Enchanter, it now really, I mean, is quite an interesting card in the right strategy, and that's how I feel about the Enchanter. And this is one of those strategies where it's pretty interesting, especially against these rushing decks. I mean, between, the Ice Elemental and Golem, I have some interesting things to work with. All right. Ooh. This is trickier. This is definitely trickier than that. I kind of like to wait until they get Rage out, though. But this, I might be waiting too long. Come on. Another Enchanter would have been really good right there. Oh, man. I don't think I'm going to have enough. I really need another Enchanter here. I'm going to lose. There's the other Enchanter. Come on. I just need to block them. I just need to block and get the Catapult. Get the Catapult. Yes. Oh, wow. Well played. It was a close match, kind of. I mean, really, that one could have gone either way. So I was lucky to pull that one out right there. And it helps that, again, a lot of these people, they don't run arrows. There's a lot of decks that don't run arrows anymore. So Boneyard, because I mean, they think that Boneyard got nerfed, but it still can be a good card. But you do have to play it with a mana ritual if you're going to play it at the start now. So that's why I like having the mana ritual in this deck, to get the Boneyard or the Catapult out when it's a good time to do so. And right here, I just have to wait and see what they're going to do. I can play the Boneyard, so we'll do that, and then I can start spreading them out with the Ice Elemental, or see what's next. Another Boneyard. I'll play that because of the triplets. It might wear them down. Looks like the lane to play the Ice Elemental is going to be top lane. And then now we can go for the catapult and get that catapult into action. And yeah, I mean, come on, no, not quite, but yeah, we still got the match. Let's see if I can find some changes to maybe make to this deck. And I mean, one of them, I feel like I need to get my cards out a little bit sooner. I've been getting outpaced even by people playing dragons. So I don't know. I feel like I need to still maybe try and lower the mana cost a little bit here, or at least it's hard because the catapults are 7 mana, which means that I really have to, I mean, the extra crystal is quite nice to have, really. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the right thing to get rid of is. It's handy to have a ranged card like the shaman, but we can try that. And I'm trying to think to myself what other things might be good. You know, I mean, Spike Statue versus Golem, kind of an interesting trade-off. So, you know, an Angel could be interesting in this deck, really. It actually could be pretty interesting. I mean, what if we swapped in an Angel for one of the Enchanters? Then we have, I mean, because the Angel is good synergy with the Vampire. It has good synergy with the Ice Elemental and Golem. So that could be really interesting. Let's try this real quick and see if this provides some more difficulty for my opponents. But it's still hard when people have Black Witches because it means I have to spread the lanes, which in theory Boneyard does pretty well, but I don't know. So again, we'll take advantage here of the Boneyard, hopefully. Okay, but I guess what I didn't realize was that it would be better to get... See, let's do a Vampire. This is a difficult combo for most people to deal with, especially since they just used the Demon. I think I got quite lucky right there. And now, if I go Ice Elemental into Catapult, they'll have 2 lanes that will be quite difficult for them to deal with. Ooh. Okay, well, never mind. We'll go Boneyard then. And try to, again, get 2 lanes going. It seems like in order for this deck to be successful, there have to be at least 2 lanes involved. And if we can get catapults down in 2 lanes... Ooh. Well, let's play the Shaman, because... I mean, the Ice Elemental, because they have the Shaman in the middle lane. So, I think we can do some more damage to them right here. Alright, Boneyard for a little bit of extra DPS. And I've still got these enchanters. So I think we're still in decent shape. And, oh, very close. But we got them. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. So that worked better, I thought, because I was able to get things out a little bit faster. And the Angel was a fascinating card in there with the Vampire. It made for a very interesting combo that, you know, my opponent had to try and deal with. So let's go straight for the Boneyard. We have a double Boneyard. I'll wait on the first one, see how they counter it, and then try to play the second one. Because sometimes they'll just immediately use arrows. Oh, no, okay. Alright. So, I guess I'll put down the Golem then. And then we'll go for the other Boneyard. And we're still handling this pretty well because they've lost a lot of health and my catapults are Gonna be good for this type of situation. Just a few more hits and we've got them. And there it is. So let's try another variation of the deck with a Blizzard instead. Again, going for the Boneyard first. I feel like this could be a good deck, but I just can't seem to quite find exactly the right card combination to work with here. Alright, so going to try and go for the Vampire. Maybe I played it a little bit too far up. The goal is to get the Angel in there with it. Oh, no. Okay, so they've Gust of Wind. That could be bad. Could be quite bad. And that was maybe not the best look either. Anyways, I'm kind of hoping they don't have a Black Witch here. And I'm trying to save the cards I've got to deal with that Reaper. And now they might swap lanes. No, they didn't swap lanes. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so now we can get things positioned. And I'm in big time waiting mode right here. Oh no, they got rid of my catapult. It's gonna come down to some clutch plays right here is what it looks like. And no, I'm not gonna get it. Dang, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Well played. It was unfortunate, but the real problem there was I didn't quite block the right lane there. I don't know if I had the right card too, but I did not anticipate them playing that catapult for some reason, and once they played that, then I'd already committed to like the top lane, I think, trying to stop that Reaper. So it was difficult. But it was a good match. So let's dive back in, starting with the Angel combo this time, and then going into Boneyard. Although I really like the synergy between the Vampire and the Angel. I feel like it gives this deck like an extra edge. But the Vampire would have died right there anyways, so... I mean, all we can do at this point, I think, is try to go for the Catapult strategy. And we'll play one sort of in the middle lane, and then that'll save me some room to play one behind the Golem. Actually, I can go for the Vampire. Oh. And get the Blizzard. And then drop down the other Catapult, and that's game over. And I have the Boneyard ready to go, except I don't have my Mana Ritual. So let's see what they play here. I'm going to try and be aggressive this match. Well, or I would be if I had the cards to be aggressive. So now we do. Let's get that Boneyard in there. And see what they're going to play. Okay, that was a pretty expected play. So we can counter with our other Boneyard and just focus on the other lanes, because if they're only going one lane, I don't really need to worry quite so much. Oh man. These Black Witches are really causing me some issues, but I need to try and get my catapults out very quickly, because I'm pretty much down to some of my last cards here. If I could get a catapult out, though, in the bottom lane, see, that would be quite good as well. And just get that guy frozen. Come on, I need to get that Enchanter down. Ooh. Oh, they made a mistake right there. They made a mistake. They absolutely made a mistake, guys. Oops. Well played. Oh man, they made a big time mistake swapping lanes right into my Ice Elemental like that. I think they were looking at the catapult, but then they just swapped right into the Ice Elemental, and that was a big time mistake by them. Anyways, that is going to do it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this interesting sort of deck here that I'm still kind of working on, but it is an interesting strategy, especially getting to use the Enchanter and the Ice Elemental. Both cards which they've both been buffed, so they're kind of interesting to use now. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments about this video and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to my channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.